So, it's the evening of Sunday, June 18th. It's Father's Day. I'm out here putting down the fertilizer for the big storm that's coming. You can't tell by the sky, but there's all kinds of rain coming. It's gonna make this food plot take off. We're gonna have grain that we don't know what to do with, clover we don't want to have to do with. And the real reason I sent this is I just can't tell you guys how fortunate I am to have buddies like you guys. And there's three types of you. There's the guys that need a little bit of education. There's the guys that know what the hell they're doing. And then there's the guys that like to watch. And, you know, part of why I'm showing this evening is sometimes a Ford's just got to do a Toyota's job. You know, you get those little vehicles, those light vehicles. Most women drive them. And you think you can use them to go out and help cultivate food plots, fertilize. Nope, still got to get a Ford to do a Toyota's job. And you know, the one fella just doesn't want to listen to what the Toyota can't do. And it's amazing to me because one of the guys that I feel fortunate to have in the groups, his father, the great John Garrett. And he's been telling him, boy, for years that Toyota just isn't going to do what a Ford and Chevy's going to do, and he won't listen. And it got me thinking, not only do you have to have a Ford come out and do a Toyota's job tonight, but that's not the first time that John's been right. I mean, we have the great chainsaw education of 2014. I mean, you get these guys that go out and buy fancy chainsaws. It's Italian. Wait till you see that, like butter. It's going to be like butter. And then they don't know how to run it. And we should have seen it coming. Rookie mistake. Drives a BMW. He's going to come to the big mountains and put on a show. And then he's got to overcompensate by going and buying a Dodge. He still doesn't know how to run his Italian chainsaw. But that's okay. We got guys like John Garrett that are going to sit here and educate those guys. Help them understand what's going on. He'll have them understanding how to cut wood, how to throw it the right way. I mean, Christ, we almost lost 2 side-by-sides and 3 guys that weekend. Poor Jensen hasn't even been able to drive. He'd have been crushed. John hadn't stepped in and set everybody straight in what needed to be done. I mean, fortunate day, an unbelievably fortunate day to have John on site. So I just wanted to let everybody know, a lot of rain coming. Got fertilizer on the crops, stuff that's there, the stuff that hasn't come up yet. And God willing, John Garrett's going to be with us for years to come to straighten those fellas out. And for the guys that just like to sit back and watch, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you don't have to step out in the pack and make a scene just to have John correct you. Todd, you've been great. You just sat back and watched and listened. And by the time you get to be that age, you could be the guy. I mean, John will be going at some point. You could be the guy. Mike and Mike, there's something about that name. Those two just don't seem to get it. But we'll take care of them. We'll let them keep powering around. And, you know, that's all right. We need guys in our group like that too, because if everybody's a know-it-all, it's just going to be miserable. So fertilizer's done. The weather looks like it's going to cooperate. And John Garrett's going to keep us on the right track. You guys have a good evening. Dirtworks Wildlife Management, live from the food plot.